الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Inshallah, as usual on Friday evenings we'll have a Hadeeth Dialogue, and I would the short Hadith, but I would like Mu'mineen and Mu'minat to keep it as a dialogue. Make sure it is a dialogue. So I would love to hear your perspective on the Hadith that I share, or your take on it, inshallah. The Hadith, as we are commemorating the martyrdom of Lady Fatima Zahra Salamullah alayha, condolences on this sad event in the history of Islam and the history of Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wa salamu alayhim ajma'een. The hadith is from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, very famous hadith, but I want to have a bit of reflection on it, perhaps your perspective on it. The hadith says, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Fatimatu bad'atun minni. Many of you, you know the hadith off by heart, and Fatima is obviously the name. He says Fatima is bad'a, from me. Bad'a refers to a part. You could say, a limb, or a part of a limb. In other words, almost we have another hadith that the Prophet ﷺ refers to her as his heart. She is a part of him. She's his heart. She is ruhi allati bayna janbay. In another hadith, he says she is like the soul within me, ruhi, that is within me. So bad'a being a part of, I want to hear from you first, and then I'll share a few words on this. So in brief, Fatima is a part of me. The Prophet ﷺ says, Fatima is a part of me. And the question I have for Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, what do you take from this hadith? What's your perspective on it? Again, it is a hadith dialogue, so I'd love to hear from you, inshallah. Anyone? Ladies first. The brothers are suggesting that it is about the daughter of the Prophet, so perhaps if any of the ladies have anything to share on what is their take on this hadith? What is your understanding of it, or what's your perspective on it? You want to share something? Okay. Any of the brothers? So inshallah, I'll just briefly share a few words on it, as we have a program commemorating. Repeat the hadith. Yeah. So the hadith is Fatimatu bad'atun minni qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Fatimatu bad'atun minni. Fatima is a part of me. Bad'a is like a part, a limb, part of my body, part of my heart. She's a piece of me, she's a part of me. So what is the understanding, what is your take on this hadith? That was my question. If you want to share something, please feel free to share your perspective. Yes?
So my take is, that means if you respect me, you should respect her. If you hurt me, if you hurt her, you hurt me.
Ahsan.
If you disobey her, you're
disobeying me. Yeah, it's a part. Yeah, ahsan. So one very obvious meaning is what the Prophet continues to say, that whoever hurts her has hurt me. Whoever pleases her has pleased me. So that's very much in line of what the Prophet said. And as you mentioned, if you obey her, you're obeying me. And if you're disobeying her, you're disobeying me. And this is how the early Muslims took it. They would come and ask the daughter of the Prophet about rulings, Islamic rulings. They would come and ask her, because they knew this is the household they can take their religion from, not just from the Prophet, but also from Fatima Zahra Salamullah alayha and this household. So yes, obeying her is obeying Rasulullah. Anyone wants to share anything? Yes, Bismillah.
I would say since this is the word from an infallible,
Yeah.
from Rasulullah, it should be taken more seriously. Anyone can say that from his son or his daughter, but when he says that, it should be taken much more seriously, which was not.
Ahsan, very good. So being the word of the Prophet ﷺ, it should have more significance than an average person saying, this is, my daughter is a part of me. So when God says, that's very good, thank you. That is exactly what I wanted to share. What God says, when God says in the Holy Quran regarding the Prophet, that he doesn't speak anything of his own whims and desires. وَمَا يَنطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. Whatever he says is like revelation. So when he says فَاطِمَةُ بَضْعَةٌ مِنِّي, he's not stating the obvious. He's not an average person just stating the obvious, that she's a part of me, she's my daughter. That's definitely not what he is trying to say and what he is suggesting. He wants us to understand it further and deeper. He wants us to understand that there is a very strong bond and relationship between not just him as an individual, but him as the Prophet of God. So she is now part of the message of the Prophet of God, because she's the part of the messenger of God. Bad'atun minni, as in the messenger of God. So now she is part of the messenger of God. In other words, she is a part of the message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why the confirmation comes, Yaradallah liridaha. God is pleased for her pleasure and is pleased with her displeasure. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina wa Nabina Muhammadin wa alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. Allah.